It's 5 o'clock Mountain Time, and that means it's time for Tom and Shane, politics and business. And today we want to talk a little bit about Target because they apparently learn nothing from Bud Light, Shane. I don't know what these companies are thinking when they go out and damage their brand. But anyway, I wanted to put up a couple stats here before we get started on Target that I found. Over 1.6 million adults age 18 and older and youth ages 13 to 17 identify as transgender in the United States. That's 0.6% of all those 13 and over. And among U.S. adults, 0.5% or about 1.3 million identify as transgender. Among youth ages 13 to 17, 1.4%, or about 300,000. And that is the bad point there. The 13 to 17-year-olds think they are smart enough to know who they are, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
And of the 1.3 million adults who identify as transgender, 38.5% or 515,000 are transgender women, 35.9% or 480,000 are transgender men, and 25.6%, 341,000 have no idea who they are. They're just gender nonconforming. So that's where we find ourselves, Jade, with the I I'm flabbergasted by the 13 to 17-year-olds that we take seriously, that they have the capacity, the experience, the observation to act as adults, and we treat them as adults.
Well, to everyone else, it's an unidentifiable group, not object or
Mm-hmm.
flying something. But to the woke movement and demolition party, it's an identifiable group for
Mm-hmm.
three reasons. They'll go out and vote.
Mm-hmm.
They can't be using the same garbage they've been using for 50 years.
True. Mm-hmm.
Racial, racism, all the other things.
Mm-hmm.
Russia, Trump.
Yeah.
And number three, they have money. They have expendable income. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
group that will contribute to their party, vote for their party, and they don't have to support them because, like all other
Mm-hmm.
gay groups that we have discussed in the past, they have all the rights they've ever asked for, and
Yeah.
most of them have always existed.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yeah.
I can't think of any really important issue that any of
Mm-hmm.
them have had to suffer,
Yeah.
in the last 10 years. The amazing thing about Target is that the box stores are in a lot of trouble, and
Mm-hmm.
they've been holding their own pretty good. I mean, it's a company with over 100 billion in revenues, and
Mm-hmm.
they have products from across the board. 460,000.
Yeah, they're an upscale Walmart
Yeah,
for all intents
yeah,
and purposes. Yeah.
well, clothing store for
Mhm,
440,000 employees. So
mhm,
I would hate to see them get whacked
yeah,
by people because of this. Well,
yeah,
I see it as
mhm,
a demonic response to something that isn't even relevant to anyone.
yeah.
You know,
Mm. Interesting.
I mean
Mm,
demonic in a sense of an over exuberance to
mhm,
make it important.
yeah,
And to me, that's
mhm,
yeah,
yeah,
that's just not wrong.
yeah. Interesting thing about Walmart, about Target is that when they open new stores, Shane, they open them on the same day every year, October 1st. No matter if the store's done in March, they open it in October. So I don't know why
Well,
they do that, but they do
20 well,
that.
yeah, they came to Canada 20 years ago
Mhm,
and held on for 10 years and just had
mhm,
to shut down and leave
yeah. Mhm.
because it's just
Well, it's
there's
too
too.
competitive with such a small population that you have.
Well, I think it's more than that. 60% of the clothing that people give to charity
Mhm,
isn't used. We have, as an example, we have this place called Value Village where you can go
mhm,
and buy used clothing, for example. So you can get brand names. I
mhm.
mean, like
Yeah.
all of them
Mhm,
for dollars. Like it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
shopping at a dollar store for clothing.
Mhm.
So anything that Target had, no matter
Yeah.
what they priced it at, could be
Mhm.
bought at similar places to, as we
Mhm.
call it, VV boutique.
Yeah, there you go. So, well, Nancy says, posted on your timeline, remember MASH TV show? They were ahead of their time. The cross dresser there, a Klinger was the cross dresser in MASH, I believe.
With the intention of getting out. I mean, that's
Yeah.
why I did it.
Yeah.
The reason for it is what it made it so funny because he wasn't,
Well, that's
and
true.
then
Yeah, he did it to
yeah.
get, he was trying to get out of Section
Yeah,
8.
so it was
So,
acceptable to the audience.
yeah. I shopped at Walmart when they took away the checkers or stopping at Walmart till when they took away the checkers. I will
It says
surely not
walnuts,
be
not walnut.
shopping. Yeah, I know it's walnuts. Uh, and yeah, I don't think Walmart has gone into this trans thing, at least not in my Walmart anyway. I haven't seen a section of, trans clothes, but what do I know?
Well, before
Mhm,
we started the show, you mentioned that the CEO of Target,
mhm,
the stores were
mhm.
putting transgender clothing or what they thought were. I
Yeah,
mean, all clothing is transgender.
I guess when you
No,
think
no.
about it,
Well,
yeah,
yeah. When
it
you think
is.
about it,
Yeah,
people, a lot of people, a lot
mhm.
of women buy men's T-shirts, and
Sure. Yeah,
I don't think men buy much of any kind of women's
yeah.
clothing except
Well,
transgender. But
yeah. Well, Obama had mom jeans, but that's
yeah, that's
another
right.
story.
That's
It's
good.
another
Yeah,
story.
yeah, that's
We
true.
can remember. Well, the
Good call.
CEO, yeah, the CEO of Target got blasted and sent a thing out to the stores, get the transgender stuff out of the front of the store, put it in the back of the store, and they relegated it from a rather large area to something about a third of the size. But I think his comment, Shane, that I'm going to put up on the screen, is very telling. Um, when we think about purpose at Walmart, it's really about helping all the
Target,
families. Why I keep saying Walmart, I don't know, but anyway,
because that's where you
Target.
shop.
Yeah, when we think about a purpose at Target, it's really about helping all the families, and that all word is really important, and that's from CEO Brian Connell.
Well, I don't
Now,
know. I don't know. Wait. I don't know what he's saying. I really
well, I'm
don't.
going to tell you.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to tell you what
Good.
he's
Just
saying.
educate me,
Okay.
please.
He's saying, that Walmart is open to all people.
Oh,
Well, if that's the case, Brian, where's the Proud Boys stuff? Where's the Antifa stuff? Where's the Black Lives Matter stuff? Where's the Ku Klux Klan toddlers with the hood? Where's
well,
the
yeah,
where's
but
the area where's the Aryan Nation uh, Heil Hitler sippy cup? I mean, come on, if you're gonna include all people and you're including a very small portion of the population, how come those groups are excluded?
well, the problem with the left is they always overshoot on these things. So now, instead of people identifying, as a Republican or a Democrat in your country, they're either a woke or a MAGA. And even the
Mhm.
Democratic Party as a whole is identifying all Republicans as MAGA.
Yeah,
Make
they
America
are.
great again.
Mhm.
Like they're trying to change the name of the party. Oh, here we
Mhm.
go. I got to do one of these.
Yeah.
Well, I look at this and
Mhm.
it amazes me in the context of trying to reach out to get new voters. Now, everybody's
Mhm.
talking that the undecided, the 13% in the middle,
Mhm.
because it's broken down to basically that, uh, will make, I did it again, that will make the decision. Well, that
Mhm.
might be true. They're also promoting a third party to
Mhm.
come in and strip one side or the other of
Mhm.
votes to make it possible for them to
Yeah.
win. So before the primary season's even begun,
Mhm.
the media is already trying to identify not who to support, but how to
Mhm.
disrupt the entire election.
Yeah.
So what they did before, particularly in 20, was under the radar. They're just It was
Mhm.
subversive, right? But now it's
Mhm.
just out in front, in your face.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Well, that's why the Republicans are going to have another tough time in 24 because not only is abortion going to be on the ballot, but transgender is going to be on the ballot as well. And right now, for the first time ever, we got a trans woman model on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Their swimsuit edition, Shane, of all publications to put on there. Adidas, we talked about them before. They're using male models for women's swimwear. North Face, which makes outdoor clothing, if you're familiar with them, they're using a gay spokesman to come out to nature. Shane, come out, come out of your
Well,
tent.
look, the reality here is this: the vultures are circling
Mhm.
the White House because of Biden and his family and the crime syndicate, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
there, it exists, it's gone on for 12 years
Well, they're
or
circling
50 years.
Trump too. The vultures are
And well,
circling Trump as well.
no, they're not. They've been trying to eat his carcass for, 5
Mhm.
years, 6 years.
Well,
But, the
the
black
writer
this
from
but
L ate him pretty good.
what we're talking about is another black swan that's circling
Yeah.
your economy, your capital, and the Treasury
Hmm.
Department.
Yeah.
And the reason this now is like the eighth swan is
Mhm.
it's telling you that retail industry is so hard pressed to market product that they're having to
Mhm.
fall to a minority so small that they somehow think it will improve their revenue, their sales.
Mhm.
That's scary
Yeah.
because there is
Mhm.
absolutely no way a few million people in your
Mhm.
country are going to change the revenue base of Target. It's just not going to happen. And
No.
all all
Mhm.
whether it's a swimming suit or it's a running
Mhm.
shoe or
Mhm.
it's sunglasses,
Yeah.
whatever it might be,
Yeah.
it's not value. There's no value in it.
Mhm.
The risk is so far much greater that you're taking it, losing
Mhm.
people from going to your store or choosing to
Yeah.
go to your store or buying your stock or
Mhm.
watching your ads is so great that, as you said at the beginning,
Mhm.
have none of these executives taken a look at what happened to
Well, I would
Budweiser?
yeah, no, I would think some of them, Shane, and I believe a lot of these CEOs are under attack by their own people in their own organization to get on this bandwagon, get on board with this. And I think they're under pressure. They may be under pressure from stockholders too that say, "Well, I don't particularly like the transgender lifestyle or the gay lifestyle, but they have rights, so let's promote their rights."
Yeah, but
And that's where we're going. I mean,
I
that's
appreciate
the
that, but
excuse.
the point is to look at this from what's the
Mhm.
benefit, and I don't see a benefit in stock.
I don't either.
I don't see these people buying
Yeah,
Target stock.
yeah, it
Uh,
went down. In fact,
it did, yeah.
so did Budweiser and
Well,
or
yeah,
Anheuser
you
Busch
know.
or the
Well,
Belgian
it's
company
like
anyway.
look at what happened to
Mhm.
Disney.
Yeah,
They tried to take a swack at DeSantis and said, "Well, we're not going to build this $1 billion office
yeah,
building, in order." Well,
yeah.
they're not. 4 days
Mhm.
after they said they're not going to build it, they also said they're going to let 7,000 more people go.
Yeah.
So the guy that came
Mhm.
back to save Disney is
Mhm.
cutting everywhere, and he said, "We're not building
Yeah.
this building. We don't need it,
Yeah. Well, they've
and we
also
can't
said
afford it."
they're gonna put in about 17 billion over the next 10 years into Florida. So, I mean, there's so many
Yeah, it's
conflicting things coming
reports.
out.
Yeah.
Our friend Tuber, I hear the Democrats are losing a substantial amount of black and Hispanic support, which they need to win, and that may be the case as well. We haven't heard a whole. It's still a little early.
Well, it's all
I
polling. We're
Yeah,
hearing it
no,
from
I know.
polling. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I wanted to mention about Trump earlier because Trump's going to trial in March in the heat of the campaign. He'll be in trial for whatever one of his one of his things going on, whichever one. But he's not going to be on the campaign trail. He's going to be in court
No,
somewhere.
he
So,
won't be in court, and
well,
they're
you don't
they're
know
doing
that he was in court in New York
no briefly.
that day. Yeah.
Oh, look, the point is that his lawyers are going on the basis of what they're seeing in the polls, and when this stuff
Mhm,
comes up, and there's an
mhm,
issue, which clearly will be appealable. Number
mhm,
one, number
mhm,
two,
mhm,
any effort to attack him creates him
mhm.
this golden rainbow of victimhood,
Yeah. Mhm.
and he
Well, we'll
realized that
see how that works. I don't
well,
know.
it's working well for him right now.
Well, it's
So,
working in Republicans. It's not working. It's not spilling over into independents and
well,
Democrats.
it's not it's the election is too far away.
I understand that, but if he gets the nomination, I don't. The his runaway from DeSantis isn't going to mean much. But let's get back to what we're talking about here,
Yeah, with
because
Target.
yeah,
Well,
we're talking about other
how about
companies too,
yeah.
and the Dodgers, I don't know if you heard this or not, Shane. The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence are going to be at the Dodger Stadium on their Pride Night. I don't know if you heard about this group or not. They hang upside down from crosses. They have contests for the hunkiest Jesus. I mean, they dress as nuns. They're a major insult to the Catholic religion.
You know, well,
But
any
and the
religion.
Dodgers did disinvited them, and then under pressure, they invited them back. So that's what I mean by this inside welling up to CEOs and everybody that their own internal folks are coming out and saying, "Hey, you got to get on board with this." And the longer this
Which
goes on, the worse it gets.
okay, well, back to the corporate value of what value is there for the LA Dodgers? How much more are these people
Yeah.
going to spend buying hot dogs? Nope.
Mhm.
Drinking beer? Probably not.
It's one
Uh,
night. It's one night.
well,
Yeah.
no, but it's an issue about branding, and I
Mhm,
can't believe
mhm,
after what they lost from Black Lives Matter support
mhm.
to it's great they're having a pride night. Okay, who cares?
Yeah, sure.
No one
I don't have
cared.
a I don't have a problem with
No,
Pride
no,
Night.
but
Go
to
for it.
find themselves
Yeah.
creating this situation, it's sort of like the Academy Awards a month before the
Mhm,
show. They said, "Oh, we're going
mhm.
to have extra security. Nothing like that's going to happen again." Like to create an expectation that it might, so people
Yeah.
would watch it. And the end
Mhm.
result,
Yeah.
15% fewer people watched it.
Mhm.
So all these people are not paying any attention
Yeah.
to the results
Mhm.
from these attempts again
Mhm.
to generate revenue. And that's
Yeah.
the sad state of your economy. The economy is so bad that they will go to such ridiculous levels to again try to create a benefit. And
Mhm.
if I was a shareholder of Target, I'd sell it
Mhm. Yeah.
because they're telling me you're
Mhm.
not selling. You don't have sales. You're going to have bad numbers, and if the
Mhm.
economy worsens, your numbers will get worse. So any investor that spent any time in the market would look at this and say,
Yeah.
uh,
This is a sinking ship.
"Yeah, sell my Target like
Yeah. Yeah.
now."
Right away. Thank you. Well, Nancy says we have 235 million Christians, many Catholic Americans will shut down that game. And I wonder if they're going to honor these guys on the field. I would think the boos would rain down on this group in unprecedented numbers, Shane. I don't know. I assume they're going to be, if they've been invited, I'm assuming they're going to be shown to whoever's there. And I don't know what percentage of the audience on Pride Night will be, you know, I don't remember having a straight night, but
Well,
what do I
look,
know?
I don't know. You probably don't watch baseball. I'm not a big baseball fan, and
Mhm.
we've had that conversation. Why?
Yeah. No,
But
I'm mhm.
I'll put it on if there's a game on or it's a team
Oh,
I
sure.
want to watch.
Yeah.
But the
Mhm.
fabulousness of the game has been lost.
Mhm.
And all you have to do is look at the panning of the stadium, and they're empty. They're
Well,
empty, Tom. No,
it
they're
depends on who's
Tom.
playing, but
No,
yeah, you're right.
no, they're not
Yeah.
full. Yeah, if it's
Mhm.
I watched the game between Toronto and the Yankees.
Mhm.
They had a 3-game run, and it empty. I mean, to
Yeah.
me, empty. Not
Mhm.
the days that I remember when people were
Mhm.
stacked to the
Mhm.
gills, and
Well,
people were hanging
the
on trees
pricing
out.
is the problem. Uh,
Well, it's all kinds of things that are the problem, but
well,
um,
it costs you $50 to get in, and then another $50 for 2 beers and a hot dog.
yeah,
I mean,
it's
come
a
on,
date night. That's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. So, hey, let me remind you, if you like what you're hearing or if you don't like what you're hearing, subscribe anyway. What the hell? What do you got to lose? Doesn't cost you anything. Nothing will happen to you. No emails. Nothing from us will be sent to you. We won't shadow you or show up at your front door asking you why you haven't subscribed. Ring the notification bell. You'll always be notified when we're on, no matter what time zone you're in, no matter where you live. And like us, leave a comment. Let us know what you think of what we're doing here. We're guessing at what you want to hear. So, that's where we are. So we hope that you will hit the subscribe button and the bell, and we would love to have you as a new subscriber. We just passed 500 subscribers, so we're happy about that.
Incredibly so.
Amen.
So, my public service announcement of asking all of you to,
Mhm.
share this on your Facebook, or share it on Twitter, or share it wherever you may have social, interest of two great guys that
Right.
happen to enjoy each other's time enough to talk for half an hour.
Yeah, believe it or not,
Wow.
we 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 like each other most days of the week, at least the ones that end in Y.
That's
Uh,
right. And the amazing thing too is the reality is there now, that you can't
Mhm.
sit down, you can't go to a bar, you can't talk about sex because of
Mhm.
all the transgender
Yeah, it's
issue, gay issue. Can't talk about politics. Oh my God. You
yeah,
can't talk about
mhm,
religion. Oh, that's a terrible thing.
yeah,
You can't talk about your neighbors anymore because that would be woke.
yeah.
So, like, what you're left with is hopefully listening to a couple of people that'll probably talk about things the way you're thinking about them.
Sure.
And
No, yeah,
if
that's the
not,
case. Yeah.
your only choice left is to sit down with a good book.
Yeah. Yeah. But only an approved book,
That's
by
right.
the way. You
Yeah,
got yeah, you gotta
yeah,
have a you've gotta have a super approved book because otherwise, if you don't have the right book, then
yeah. Because
you're
if your library card isn't stamped, "I'm
yeah,
woke supporting,"
right. Yeah.
they won't let you check out books. Okay,
Yeah,
they won't.
you're gonna have a definite problem there. So,
Yeah.
final thoughts on Target or anything we've been talking about, Shane? Is this ever going to end? I mean, this is a fad, but I think Bud Light is kind of keeping it going. But I can't understand, why these companies want to alienate their customers. I just don't get that. You were talking about what's in it for them, and I don't understand why you would, I mean, Bud Light. If Bud Light didn't teach you something, uh, I mean, what does it take?
Well, the sad reality to all of this is all these corporations like Target
Mhm.
have probably 100, $200 million marketing budget.
Yeah.
So you look at that and you go, well, okay, who's in
Mhm.
charge of it? How far up the chain of, inside the
Mhm.
company does it go? Does it go right to the CEO, like in this case?
Yeah.
A- And it creates this awareness of
Mhm.
the mishandling of Americans' greatest companies. That's what I see happening. It's
Mhm.
just they're abusing companies that have taken 100 years to grow, and you can
Mhm.
tell by a product like Bud Light, it can be destroyed in
Mhm.
days. I mean,
It
just
can be, yeah.
days.
Mhm.
So I just in advertising, the first thing the guys on Fifth Avenue tell you is don't do anything to risk your
Yeah.
established, buyers.
Yeah.
We want them to come in. We don't want them not to show up.
Yeah. Well, they're not gonna
So
advertise, "Hey, Antifa, we've got we've got Antifa beer," or we've got KKK XX
yeah,
Dos Equis,
it's
XX beer, so come on
that's
down. You'll love it.
I
I
did.
don't know.
I didn't check their website
Yeah,
because, of course, Target has a website.
of course, yeah.
I
Mhm,
don't think it's brandished on there.
mhm.
Boy, what a mistake that would be.
Yeah.
But again,
Mhm,
it's a wonderful time to watch what's happening because it
mhm.
does create an interesting conversation. It
Well, it
does.
does, yeah, for sure. Well, and, I mean, it just seems so ridiculous that, these things are going on. The only thing I see on Target right now looks like, they've got, their Memorial Day sale going on, so
Yeah, that's pretty
and they got
seasonal what
best
they do.
dads ever, and, it doesn't say, I best trans dad. I don't know, this is getting out of hand, Shane. It's just going off the deep end to where, the sad thing is that this all this publicity is going to affect those 13 to 17-year-olds that are confused about life. They're going through, puberty, and they're being bombarded with all kinds of information, and it's not going to be good.
Well, and we know from studies done now on social media,
Mhm,
and particularly on with
mhm,
regards to platforms like Twitter, social ones. I don't want to
mhm,
mention the one that everyone. All right, TikTok.
mhm.
This it's very detrimental.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Young people have committed suicide because of it.
Hmm.
Young people have developed drinking problems,
Hmm.
drug problems, emotional problems, family problems. Why
Hmm.
would you want to weigh in and add to that?
Yeah.
Again, it's another angle to what we're talking about
Hmm.
as a reason to stay as far away from this as you can.
Yeah. Well, I feel for parents. I really do. You're a parent.
Yes.
I mean, it's
And a grandparent.
and a
Mm,
grandparent. Yeah,
mhm.
it's this is I shudder to think of raising kids today. It's bad enough when you had to worry about, your son or your daughter coming home with news of a pregnancy
Well,
on either
yeah,
side, but
I had a flashback this week.
yeah,
My 7-year-old granddaughter, and I had a small issue. It wasn't anything big, but anyway, the point was is she looked at me and she said right to me, she said, "You're not the boss of me." And
yeah,
in a millisecond, I
yeah,
had to the flashback of my daughters
yeah, telling you the
30
same
years
thing.
ago at 7 years old, the same thing. I looked at her, I said, I am the boss of you,
Yeah,
and your parents are the boss of you. And until you get to 18,
yeah,
you ain't your own boss. All
yeah,
right. So,
yeah,
take a deep breath. Think about what you're going to say to someone before you say it, because
yeah,
there is a
mhm,
good parenting
yeah,
will result in bad choice, bad consequence.
yeah. Well, the other thing, of course, a lot of these states are banning the dumbest thing I've ever heard: gender affirming surgery. Come on, if you're old enough to want that, then
Yeah, but
you need to be old enough to do it.
I, I agree with you, but affirming
Yeah,
it's alteration. The word should be alteration. So
yeah,
they try to bury the intent with the wrong word that
hmm,
has nothing to do with what they intend to do.
yeah,
They're altering a person's life.
mm,
They're not affirming it. It's so that's I think That's why this generation, the baby boomers, my children's
Mhm.
generation,
Yeah.
they're having their children, they're growing up. They're going to be very hesitant about buying phones and computers and
Yeah.
pads and
Mhm.
any kind of technology for their kids, probably till they're in
Mhm.
their teens at the earliest.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
that's
my girls
mhm.
had phones in grade school back
Mhm.
in the 80s.
Yeah.
But that was more of a security reason because we lived so far outside the city and they had to ride
Mhm.
the bus and
Sure. Yeah.
they missed the bus or they had there was something amiss
Mhm.
or we were going to pick them up instead of ride whatever. But
Mhm.
today it's not a cause for security. It's a cause to keep them away. That's the security.
Yeah. Well, Linda's not going to buy from woke companies. She believes companies are under pressure from CEOs and stockholders, but we have choices to buy what
Love
we
you, Win.
want,
Love
and
you, Lynn.
and that'll be that will backfire on them. Well, it
Love you,
certainly
Linda.
backfired. It certainly backfired on Bud Light.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
backfired on all of them, Tom. What do you
Well, I
mean?
think it
What?
will. I
It,
mean,
it has.
Target's stock has dropped, and
Disney
I
stock dropped.
yeah.
Yeah. This is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. And
Mhm.
where we stand on overall look at the economy again is that
Yeah.
it's not heading in a good direction. I mean,
No,
it's
it's not.
already hard right now,
It
you
is.
know.
Yeah.
And they're trying to sell everybody it isn't, and
Yeah.
all the bobbleheads
Well,
on financial news and everything, and
yeah.
well, it's a soft landing, or no, we're not going to have a recession. They won't even admit they're in one. Never
I
mind
know. Yeah.
how it's gonna come out.
I was going to say, if you don't think you're in a recession, go fill your gas tank and go to the
That's
grocery
right.
store. I
Go
was
buy
going to say,
strawberries.
yeah,
Go buy some fresh
yeah,
fruit or fresh
buy fresh
vegetables.
anything.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Yeah, the stuff is really crazy. So, hey, I've got to remind everybody if you look at the crawl going across your screen right now, you'll see that we are live on radio every Saturday, 8 to 11, 3 full hours of Tom and Shane call ins. And people text us, people call us, and we talk about the issues of the day. So, hey, why not join us? KMMSAM.com. Get over there and sign up. Well, you don't have to
Hitch a
sign up.
ride.
You don't
Hitch a
have to
ride
sign
with
up.
us.
You don't have to sign up. There's no information needed from you. All you do is go to kmmsam.com and click listen now, and you'll be on the show. So it's tough. It's a wonderful way to spend your morning. And hey, don't forget, if you missed any of our shows or you want to see what our shows sound like, what the callers sound like, what the texters sound like, Tom and Shane, KMMSAM.com. Just click on Tom and Shane's podcast, and all our podcasts are there. All of our videos are there. So you can check out anything that we do. And trust me, you'll like it. Uh,
And you don't need a library card.
or credit card or a
Any
driver's
kind of card.
license. We don't care what sex you are.
No, just a listener's card. No diner
Uh,
card, no credit card,
yeah,
just a listener's card.
as long as you have ears, we're okay.
You're good
So
to go, baby.
that's it. All right. All right. Linda says bye, guys. Thank you for a great show. Hey, we appreciate all of you out there, very, very much. Of course, Shane and I really appreciate all our subscribers, all the people that are with us and visit us every Tuesday and Thursday. We are here every Tuesday and every Thursday, 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Subscribe, ring the notification bell. You'll always be notified no matter what time zone you're in. And like us and leave a comment. Let us know what you want us to do or what you want us to talk about, or if there's a topic on your mind that you want some Tom and Shane clarification. That's why we're here. So,
Thank you, Nancy. You're a sweetheart.
all right. Thanks to all the folks who joined us today. We really appreciate it. And we will see you on our next podcast next Tuesday, and we will hear you on the radio on Saturday. Thanks for watching. We are done for now.